Rumors are that allegedly it was Porsha who stopped Nene from joining Real Housewives of Atlanta for season 16. What's going on and how true is this rumor? I have some new information that may answer all of those questions and more right after this. What's up, kinfolk, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a favor and subscribe. If you already are subscribed, do me a favor and get notified so you'll know whenever I upload new videos to the channel. All right, kinfolk, come on into the house. We have a lot to talk about, and it centers around rumors that allegedly it was Porsha who was behind Nene not returning for season 16 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. What's going on? I have some new information that may answer that question and more, and here it goes. Rumors are that allegedly it was Porsha who ultimately stopped Nene from rejoining Real Housewives of Atlanta for season 16. The source said, with Nene's new revelation that Porsha refused to work with her on the sitcom The Upshaws, fans rekindled the old rumor that Porsha also used this same tactic to stop production from moving forward with bringing Nene back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. Many believe that Porsha could have tainted Nene's chances of returning by saying she felt uncomfortable working with Nene or that Nene was too difficult to work with. Both are a kiss of death to a black woman working in entertainment, as said by Nene herself. But does Porsha have this much power at Bravo? Not really, said the source. It's the fact that producers are very nervous about getting this new season of Real Housewives of Atlanta right and don't want to ruffle any unnecessary feathers. So if Porsha was to have made such a statement, I could see production taking it into consideration but ultimately making their own decision. Now, kinfolk, this is a rumor that came out literally yesterday, in between yesterday and today, when Nene made the shocking claim that it was Porsha who allegedly decided not to work with her on this sitcom that they were going to film an episode of. And so fans started to immediately bring up old rumors on social media as to why they believe this is not Porsha's first time making a statement like this about Nene, especially behind the scenes. So the first part of this rumor that I absolutely agree with is this. You know, when it comes to Porsha allegedly saying that she doesn't want to work with Nene because it would be an uncomfortable situation with her on the sitcom filming, I felt like that's very bold of Porsha, right? As Nene stated, they had just been out on several vacations together, celebrating birthdays. When they see each other out, it's always love. They were filmed in clubs and in sections and other events around Atlanta and around the country. And everything seemed cool. And so I could see why Nene would be taken aback by this, because this was a very bold move for Porsha to make, especially regarding the reason why she said she allegedly made this comment to producers, because she felt like Nene was not being a good friend and not checking up on her during her divorce. And Nene had a very valid reason. Much like all of us, we thought for the longest this divorce was fake and for a storyline. So we didn't know what was real and what wasn't. And as a friend, as Nene is or was to Porsha, it seemed like the friendship may have been very superficial, to the point to where Nene probably didn't even feel comfortable enough texting or asking Porsha how she's doing or what's going on or what's the real tea behind the scenes. So I felt like it was very bold for Porsha to make this statement about Nene, because it doesn't seem like it's that deep, right? It's just something they probably could have just worked out and hashed out when they started filming the episode. And so I feel like this move was just too bold on Porsha and unnecessary. And it's also, in my opinion, revealed something else about Porsha that I think we can expect once filming starts for Real Housewives of Atlanta. And it's this. This whole situation with Nene, it shows just how vindictive Porsha can be, right? And it's funny because, you know, when you think of Porsha, you always think of this fun, ditzy type of, you know, blonde moment having type person who is not really in the trenches and behind the scenes playing puppet master. But this right here shows us a whole different side of Porsha, that she would allegedly say something like this about Nene and could have potentially got Nene dismissed from the show. But it's a good thing that I think that Porsha has ultimately decided to bow out. But with that being said, it does come off very vindictive about with Porsha, and I think that's what we're going to see a lot of this upcoming season. I think she is going to probably create the narrative that her divorce is solely Simon's fault, which it could very well be. But I think she might come at it from a very vindictive way, as to really try to destroy his reputation and try to destroy any business that he may actually have. And I think that's going to be her role that she's going to take this next season coming up, which is kind of unfortunate because we want to see Porsha come back as the fun-loving Porsha that we all knew and grew to love. We want to see Porsha come back and being that young, thought princess of Atlanta back on the dating scene. So we don't want to see a very vindictive and mean-spirited Porsha. Unfortunately, it seems as if this is going to be the narrative and the route that she probably ends up taking once filming starts. And that's kind of unfortunate because if that is the case, then it means this. It means that we're not going to see a Porsha and Kenya friendship or budding friendship happening at all. I feel like Porsha is a person who is vindictive. She doesn't let things go and very petty. I just go back to the whole thing with Nene. I feel like if you are someone's friend, and it really doesn't seem as if her and Nene are friends. It seems that they're just superficial acquaintances, co-workers, former co-workers. Because if this really was your friend, right, and they would have called to check up on you, first of all, But Nene's defense is, I feel like it's something that she didn't say, is that her and Porsha really aren't friends. And if you listen to what Nene said, it was like, we only saw each other in passing, and when we did, we decided to just link up with each other or get into a section, have a good time. And so if she's been that petty with someone who she considered a friend or someone who considered her a friend, I can only imagine how petty and vindictive she's about to be with someone like Kenya, who she never really had a good personal relationship with. And I think it's going to be like the smallest thing Kenya does is going to set their whole friendship or any attempts that Kenya tries to make in order to create a friendship down the drain. I think if Kenya even says the wrong thing or speaks to the wrong person, I feel like Porsha is going to just go and do a complete 180 and just turn into this very mean-spirited, vindictive person who's going to be like, all who purpose is just to destroy Kenya on the show because she did one small thing that she didn't agree with. So that's very unfortunate to see this play out because it doesn't leave us with a lot of hope for a new and improved Porsha returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise. And on top of that, she's going to have some new younger cast members who we would like to see her bond with. But if you are to believe other rumors that she becomes very jealous by young, beautiful women, then it seems that Porsha may actually be on an island to herself. Now, kinfolk, the last part of this rumor/story that I think that we all can agree on, I think, at least I know I feel this way, and I think a lot of other people feel the same way just by seeing comments under the post that Nene made about Porsha, and it's this. I think we all can agree that we really want to see Nene back at Real Housewives of Atlanta. All of that ship has sailed, and although I feel like that is just not possible, I still feel like bringing Nene back is the end-all, be-all solution, right? And I could tell that a lot of other people felt the same way under the comments, under the post that Nene made when it was like shared on different social media accounts. Nene is just still fun, quick-witted. She's going to say what she wants to say. She doesn't mind bringing drama to social media, and she don't mind addressing awkward situations or moments when she feels like she has been, done wrong. And I feel like that is what's missing from Real Housewives of Atlanta. I feel like that's what's missing from a lot of Real Housewives franchises. It's that authentic, like, I feel like you were wrong for doing this and I'm going to air it out, right? These are my feelings and this is what I want to get out to the public. This is what you did and you shouldn't be able to throw the rock and hide your hand. And Nene's approach, that's become our signature approach, honestly. And I think that is what we are missing at Real Housewives of Atlanta. None of that fake stuff. Like, if Nene was to come back, I can tell you right now that her and Porsha probably would not be the best of friends, which would make great television, because now we know that everything they do is very superficial. So Nene probably wouldn't feel like she had to protect Porsha or protect Porsha's image in any type of way. And it does seem as if the way Nene was talking, that she may actually be privy to a lot of behind the scenes information about the true nature of Porsha and Simon's relationship and marriage, because her boyfriend and Simon seem to be very close. So with all that said and observed, I think that Nene really needs to come back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. I mean, the storylines are there, the talent and the know-how is definitely still there, and I really do think she would be what is ultimately needed to save Real Housewives of Atlanta. But kinfolk, I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you are to believe this rumor, because right now it's just alleged information and speculation, do you think that Porsha could have had a hand in stopping Nene from returning to Real Housewives of Atlanta? Or do you think that production in the network never really saw for Nene and probably already had decided in their minds that they weren't going to bring her back for season 16 of Real Housewives of Atlanta? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, kinfolk, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys over in the next one. Peace.